Welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton here at Lytham Golf Academy. We've got a driver head-to-head and a low spin driver head-to-head with the new Ping G400 LST, so the low spin technology, against the ever popular Callaway Epic Sub-Zero. So quite an interesting one for me here, and I'm really intrigued as to which one's going to perform best. I've had some of my best numbers with the Sub-Zero, and we see that through fittings here. Ball speed's very good, jailbreak technology possibly playing a big part of that. But we are seeing some good ball speeds with that. So I'm going to be really interested to see if LS Tech can pitch up against the Sub-Zero in terms of spin and also a bit of distance on shots, but maybe also at the same time looking at forgiveness. Okay, so we're going to put these two up against each other, and then we're going to look at some numbers and have a little comparison to which maybe is performing the best, or maybe which one would suit you as a golfer if you were to go out there and test these yourself. Okay, so we're going to start with the Callaway Epic Sub-Zero. Now I've got this in the hazardous yellow shaft here, which is actually an upgrade shaft for Callaway, but I find I get my best numbers with this particular shaft, so that's the reason I'm going to use this. In the Ping, obviously LS Tech, I'll put in the hazardous yellow, but it's the black actual shaft with the yellow hazardous writing there, so it's their low spin option as well. So I'm going to try and get both of these drives in the lowest spinning form to try and keep this test as fair as possible. So I'm going to start with the Sub-Zero. As I say, I'm on the 18th here at Pebble Beach, so we'll see what gives us the best numbers, but also a bit of accuracy. That's a great opening tee shot there. That felt really solid. Great visual ball flight, nice and straight there. There's it getting over that 300 mark. So really nice sort of start there. Now obviously with the Callaway, with the jailbreak technology, for me, I feel that we get that very solid feel. It's a bit more of a harder contact on the golf club, but it feels very, very solid, and it feels explosive off the club face. Now I've bought into this jailbreak. How much it actually makes, I don't know. It's maybe for the robots to sort of look at and decide, but I think through fittings here at the Academy, we do see generally a bit more ball speed with Epic against maybe other drivers on the market, and it does depend from golfer to golfer there, but and I sort of see that myself. I get this in the lower spinner category, which is good for me, and I generally get the better numbers with Sub-Zero, which is where I'm really excited to see possibly what G400 could do for me. Right, that's a super strike, but I've just pushed that. But I've hit it really well. That's cleared that bunker. That's a big hit there. For a push shot to the right, that's a big hit. I carried 283 there. Again, felt really solid. Great strike there. Okay, so I think if I can get that sort of strike with a little bit of a square of club face, that's when I think this Sub-Zero can get in that 310 to maybe edging 320 sort of distance here. Hopefully I can just get one of those and just maybe look at some spin numbers. And when I do get that number, I reckon I get it around that 2000 mark in the spin. That's a good strike again. A little bit of a better shot, finding the fairway again, which is good. I'm really liking the consistency of the Sub-Zero here. It does feel, I'm going to say the word harsh here, but what I mean by that is probably just harder. It just feels very firm off the club face. But to me, I translate that being as a very solid sort of feel. Not that it's like dead in a way. Sometimes you relate the word as hard as being a bit dead, really. It's not dead at all. You get some sort of life out of it, but it just feels like the ball really powers off that club face. It just feels really sort of meaty and powerful. Yeah, really good strike again. Very straight, hitting the fairway, edging to that 300 mark. Yeah, great. As I say, big fan of the Sub-Zero, gives me some good numbers. Looking at that, averaging there 2,300, which is really quite low for me. I do like it to get that 2,000 mark, and again, strike will probably change that more than anything there. Maybe going to more sort of shots hit, a little bit more better strike pattern, a little bit higher up in the face, will hit that 2,000, 1,900 sort of mark. Okay, let's flick over. Let's get the ping in our hands in, see if that can sort of keep up with those sort of numbers. Okay then, so Ping G400 LST in our hands here now. So obviously it's a very different looking club as you sit down by the golf ball compared to the Sub-Zero. A little bit longer from the face to the back of the golf club, so it's not quite as squat as the, or visually as it looks, as the Sub-Zero. Obviously that matte black now where the Sub-Zero's gloss. We've got obviously a bit more of a busy head here with Dragonfly and Turbulators, but I'm a fan of that. I do like that because it feels like it just frames that golf ball a little bit more. Okay, and we've got the hazardous low spin driver shaft option here. Now, first thing I'm just going to say here is the shaft option in the Pings in the Tour shaft, which is the stock one, which is the lower spinning one, against the standard Alta. They're all ½ inch shorter. Okay, so this is ½ inch shorter than the Callaway here. So this is just going to affect maybe club head speed fractionally. We'll actually see some numbers here, whether it actually does or it doesn't. But to me, it feels obviously a bit shorter in my hands, which is never a bad thing. I don't mind that at all. Okay, we'll give this first one a hit. Yeah, that's a lovely strike there. Just pulled fractionally. Oh, it's hanging on. Just to the left edge of fairway, just hit 303. So not a bad distance there, just maybe slightly low in the face, I'm going to get picky. Very different sound there to Sub-Zero. Straight away there, as I hit that, it's a different sound. It's a bit louder, it's not that duller sort of sound against Sub-Zero there, but felt really good. Okay, that's a good strike again, little bit toe. That's going to be quite a long shot, I think. Yeah, so that's trundling away there, 311, slightly toe, got a high little draw flight, and I know that's probably going to pull a bit of spin off that, which is where that little bit of extra distance does come from there. So first two shots with the Ping there, a little bit tiger line there down that left hand side, but obviously perfect for this shape of hole. Let's get this third one hit. I do like this sort of matte black sort of shaft and black just flowing into the head. We've got black face, matte black head. Does look very sort of stealth-like. Let's give this one a hit. Again, it's a good solid strike there. Slightly up the right-hand side this time, but very straight. Looks powerful. Yeah, it's getting 310 again. This is good. I'm liking this. Really interested to see some numbers here. I mean, definitely a different look here with the G400. Definitely a different sound there, but feels really good. Right, so last shot with G400. Let's see if we can get this, make it 100% fairways hit with this one. Right, that was a little bit low in the face. I think sometimes with that shaft, yeah, you see that drop off quite a bit there on distance, so definitely low in the face. Nice straight golf shot, but low in the face. I think sometimes with that shaft for me, I mean, I'm 6'5", that's ½ inch longer. I think I'm a bit prone to hitting that low in the face strike because of the length of the golf club. You know, I think probably for me personally, if I was to get, you know, properly fit here, I'll probably get that back to, you know, plus ½ inch on there, get it back to sort of the sort of stock standard in a way, because I don't mind a little bit of length in the club, obviously because of my height here. Okay, right, so quite interested to look at these numbers here. I think that last one, that spin might have just crept up purely because of strike there, but let's have a look at some numbers against Sub-Zero. Right, number time. So let's look at Sub-Zero top, G400 bottom, club head speed start off with. Very, very interesting. Bear in mind, G400's ½ inch shorter, so in theory, it can be a slower club head speed because it's shorter in the shaft, but I've actually swung that a slightly quicker, 1.5 mile an hour quicker. Didn't feel that. It felt quite light in the whole weight of it compared to Sub-Zero, which is probably where the speeds come from, but interesting, ½ inch shorter there. Actually swung it quicker, so it just goes to show length isn't always as important. This is what sometimes we find a lot with fittings, is we can sometimes just go down ½ inch in length, or sometimes even an inch with certain golfers, and they collect the strike pattern really, really well, and then they increase the ball speed. So length isn't always club head speed, it's also a bit of control as well. So ball speed there, you can see 1 mile an hour quicker with G400, probably because of the club head speed there. Launching very, very similar, obviously both 9 degrees there. Spin number 2385 Sub-Zero, 2541 G400. So as I called that last one there, purely on strike, you can see how strike affects it. You know, quite interesting to look at those last two there. So 2158 against 3149. There's 1,000 revs difference there purely on strike. Okay, so low in the face, that's popped that up a little bit. And I said that, I got one up at 2.6 there with Sub-Zero. So as an average, Sub-Zero's obviously kept my spin down a lot better there than G400. But, you know, I think if we took that last one out there, that'll probably come down. It could be quite similar, to be honest. Looking at carry distance there, 279, 278. Okay, so very, very similar on average of carry distance, just purely on those 4 shots with each club hit there. So yes, it is a small mini test. This is going to give you guys a little bit of an insight as to what the numbers these produce. I would definitely recommend, if you're trying these yourself, go in depth, hit more shots, look at your off-centre hits as well as your good hits, and I think it's always important to look at this as an average, okay? Because we don't always hit the same part of the club face every single time, and the average is the key here, because sometimes the drop-offs, you know, might be more severe with certain club than it is with others. Okay, so Sub-Zero against LST G400. Two, for me, really, really good drivers. And I like both drives in very different sort of ways here. So, you know, Sub-Zero is in my bag at the moment. You know, that exact driver is in my bag. So I know that gives me, generally speaking, the better numbers. I'm still yet to find something that beats it for me. The look is good. I do like the look. It doesn't always look the most forgiving club as I put it down by the golf ball. But it feels really, really solid off the club face. So look-wise, I probably prefer the G400 look-wise, because I do love the Dragonfly, turbulator, framing the ball, the matte black. The look of it is beautiful. So probably G400 beats on look. In terms of feel, definitely Sub-Zero for me. That solid feel, that little bit of a more muted sound, I do personally like. It's a little bit louder with G400. Having said that, the G400 is far better sounding than the G version. G was obviously a lot louder again. So Ping have made an improvement on that sound. I just don't think it's as good as that Sub-Zero sound. Obviously looking at numbers there, you know, yes, you're looking at speed, then Ping's edging it, isn't it? You know, with club head and ball speed there. Looking at spin number, Sub-Zero's just edging it, but maybe take that one out, that last strike out, the G400, that could be very, very similar. So look at distance, there's not a lot in it, you know, very similar, and this is what we find with a lot of these modern clubs now. If they're spec'd up, the performances are very, very similar, but looks and feel for me is always the swayer between the two, and sometimes certain golfers will edge towards a certain club purely because of the looks and the feel, and that sometimes then helps with strike, and we know helps with strike, helps with numbers, and that's then when we see some differences of performance between one and the other. But that's purely on strike and that individual and how they're influence through the look, the feel, the weight, the balance of the golf club. So this, again, it just goes to show it's so important to go out and get fitted, get with a good fit. I mean, we're lucky here at Lytham Golf Academy, we've got 9 brands in our fitting room, so we've got pretty much all the major brands there. We can put them against each other. We've got a lot of shaft options with the fitting carts, and it's really the process you've got to go through. Okay, interesting one here. Not sure whether G400 will get in the bag over Sub-Zero. Looks-wise, yes. Feel-wise, probably no. Number-wise, not much in it. So, you know, maybe you fire a comment down below. Let me know which one you think I should be putting in the golf bag. Be quite interesting to hear from you guys. So, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll catch up with you all very soon.